Ohsweken Speedway here for another action-packed night of racing. Presented by Hallnor Mechanical and Cool Kids Ice and Water. I'm McLean Kellen and Jackson Jeffrey on the mics. The Mobile 1 beginners ready to take the green flag.
For the first heat race of the night, Easton Hill, Casey Walker, Kayla Walker, Georgia Hookert, Braden Pettit, Easton McNaughton, Christopher Young, Michael Tunn, and Austin Van Houten will round out the field for this first heat race of the night. And already Casey Walker jumping out to a big lead there on Braden Pettit in the 9.
Pettit trying to track down that 09 machine as they work their way through corners 1 and 2. A battle there for 4th between Walker and that 7 machine.
Casey Walker, who's celebrating her birthday tomorrow at the Big O in the VIP boxes, has a bit of a lead. But oh, Braden Pettit there, and they make contact, tangle up together, and slide down to the infield.
Caution flag is out. Walker and Pettit there, they get them untangled and back onto the racetrack.
0, 9, and 9.
That'll send them to the back of the pack.
Yeah, just seemed pretty harmless. Just Pettit tried to send it, went a little bit too hard, tangled up, and then dragged them down on the inside. Carter telling him to get right back up to the rest of the field so we can re-rack, stack, and refire these Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints for their first heat race of the night. And of course tonight, it's double trouble here at the Little O. 2 features, 1 set of heats. It's going to be interesting.
That it will be. So 1 heat sets the lineup for the first feature, and then all the cars on the lead lap in the first feature will invert them. So if you were, say there's 10 cars and you were the last one on the lead lap, you'll start on the pole for the second feature.
That is going to be interesting. We can see what drivers will be making changes, and we have a bit of a 5-minute intermission. So we can see drivers try to adapt after the first heat as the green flag is out, and Georgia Hookert dives down to the inside, and she'll take the lead going on the backstretch now.
Hookert leads them in corners 1 and 2. Cross flags are out, 3 laps left to go.
Michael Tunn with a good performance in that 7M. Started in 8th and has moved up 6th position to 2nd place. And oh, he goes down the inside and makes contact, and he gets tangled up with Georgia Hookert. They're tied together.
Tangled up there with the 94 of Hookert. That'll bring out the caution flag.
And you can see she is pretty displeased with Michael Tunn in that 7M. And they'll rush out to try and get them pulled apart from each other. That's the second time we've seen that happen. First and second get tangled up down the backstretch.
Carter Long, Trevor DeBoer, and they're trying to get them untangled.
There we go.
And they'll start at the back of the pack. Braden Pettit worked his way back up to the lead.
That was pretty fast. Oh my gosh. And sprints here tonight. Let's see if Braden Pettit can hold on to that first place position. Of course, Kaylin Walker in 2nd, Casey Walker in 3rd, Christopher Young in 4th there.
They'll single file work their way down the back straightaway. Pettit in the lead now for this one. 2 laps left to go, and we're back underway.
Kaylin Walker on the outside, Pettit on the inside there, going into the turn. Pettit goes a little bit wide there, and Braden Pettit immediately shoots off.
Braden Pettit gets the white flag there as he works his way down the back straightaway. Good gap there on the 28 machine, sitting in the 2nd spot. Braden Pettit picks up heat race number 1 for the Mobile 1 beginners. Over the Walkers. I believe both of them had 2nd and 3rd.
It's Christopher Young, Georgia Hookert, Michael Tunn, and Austin Van Houten there. And that'll do it for this first heats. Of course, have 17 Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints, so have to divide up the field. So technically it's 2 heats, but just splitting up the field there to make everything a lot more easier, and then getting ready to roll off next. Then after that, the Doty Creek Agricultural Box Stocks for their set of heats.
See them all getting fired up, ready to make their 6th lap heat race before taking a little bit of downtime for their feature.
Oh, yeah.
See Penner and Speck there on your screen. That's a good looking 00 car.
Yeah, that's bright, colorful. That,
Mohawk. Mohawk on the helmet.
Getting the call for that Fay Farms 00 and that Whitetail Concrete flying 4 there. Emmett Speck was last week's Doty Creek Agricultural Performer of the Week. And they roll onto the field for their 6th lap heat. And starting first, it's Emmett Speck in the 4. And in second, it's Aubrey Penner in the 00 Junior. In third, it's Lucy and Anthony in the 529. And in fourth, it's Jolene Hookert in the 96. In fifth, it's the 71 of Kane McAllister. And in sixth, it's the 27 of Maverick Chichok. In seventh, it's the 88X of Oakley Jameson. And rounding out the field, it's Jackson McDonald and the 87. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around before that pace buggy disappears and we send these cars off.
Away.
Speck and Penner are side by side, but Penner dives down the inside and she'll take the lead going down the backstretch. And oh, now Emmett Speck shoots right by and we got an intense battle for the lead.
Speck leads lap number 1. Penner sitting in that 2nd spot. The battle for 3rd of that 71 of McAllister. Now look.
Got a lot of speed in this heat, starting 5th place. Now he's worked his way up to the 2nd place spot, but he's got a long distance to go if he wants to catch up to Emmett Speck.
Left to go for the 4 machine.
Lucy and Anthony in the 529 went around. He gets it back together. Now Emmett Speck is sandwiched in between the lap traffic, but he threads the needle and goes down to the inside and makes it out unscathed there. 2 laps left to go for that flying 4, and now Kane McAllister has his eyes set on that car.
And 4 Golf Depot white flag is out.
Emmett Speck's got nobody in front of him and nobody behind him there. Maverick Chichok in the 27 on the outside. They split the lap traffic, and Kane McAllister will hold on to that 2nd place spot. But Emmett Speck will take heat race number 2 for the Mobile 1 Beginner Micro Sprints. Kane McAllister in that 71 comes home 2nd, and Maverick Chichok in 3rd.
And that'll conclude the Mobile 1 Beginners heat racing for the night. They'll work their way into the pit area. And up next, the Doty Creek Agricultural Services box stocks. 2 heats for them, 8 laps the distance.
I'm going to be super excited to watch these double features because it seems like we have a new winner every week in this division.
A very strong competitive division. Would not be surprised if any one of these drivers won.
Yeah, you never know who it could be, but rolling out now for their first 8-lap heat.
Starting on the pole for this one in the
Doubling it up, Grayson Powis and Hunter Hill, 2 very dominant drivers in this position, or in this division, sorry, are going down the backstretch for the final time, but we'll send him off. Keep your eye on Everett Berberts there in that 4th place spot, as he's going to want to jump into this action as soon as the green flag's out. And here we go, Grayson Powis and Hunter Hill dive down to the inside.
Close, tight battle there for lap number 1.
We're almost 3 wide there. Himself between the 2 cars, and now he's side by side with Grayson Powis going down the backstretch, duking it out for that 1st place spot.
Powis slides up the racetrack. Hunter Hill sneaks down to the bottom. He's your new leader into 1.
Hunter Hill's running a tight there for second place as Everett Burbridge, Lincoln Obadiah, and Grayson Palace are duking it out. Lincoln Obadiah got a little bit squirrely there, but he gets it under control and loses his spot to Everett Burbridge.
Obadiah down to the inside of Burbridge down the back straightaway. Falls in behind the cross. Flags are out for Hunter Hill, who's out in front.
That third place spot is being fought over viciously as Lincoln Obadiah and Everett Burbridge there are clashing with each other for that spot. Lincoln Obadiah's got the edge on now, but any move can make it. And now Bentley Slider and his 07 gets right up there beside Everett Burbridge.
2 laps left to go for Hunter Hill. That 81 machine trying to track down Grayson Palace, who's sitting in second. And Hunter Hill takes the Golf Depot white flag.
He's got a full straightaway lead on the rest of the pack here, but the battle's all for second place. Grayson Palace tries to hold off that inside line, but Lincoln Obadiah's right there going down the backstretch.
Hunter Hill picks up heat race number 1. Grayson Palace comes across the line in second, just barely over Lincoln Obadiah, who tried to sneak down to the inside. And Obadiah rounds out the top 3.
Everett Burbridge and Bentley Slider were right there.
The distance all lined up here right beside us. 7-car field. They'll work their way onto the racetrack, starting on the pole for this one out of Smithville in the 72. That is Silas Podowinski and his outside in the 77, that is Declan Salt Johnson, and rounding out the field in the 51 machine, that is Grayson Lozen.
Podwinski and Gray on the outside there. That's going to make this heat race really interesting. Green flags out, and already Silas Podwinski and Andy Gray have a jump start on the rest of the field. They got a bit of a gap there, but oh!
Podowinski leads lap number 1 over Declan Salt Johnson, sitting in the second spot. Andy Gray looking to track him down. Malohi down to the inside with a battle for third.
Lohin was right there on Andy Gray's tail. He's got that inside line, but swipes right onto the outside, trying to make something work. He doesn't quite have it yet, but he's got a good run now going on the backstretch, and he'll edge out going into turn number 3 and 4 now.
Gray down to the inside of Malohi. They'll work their way through corners 1 and 2. Andy Gray now sitting in the third spot.
Out front, it's all Silas Podwinski, then Declan Salt Johnson, but the battle right now is all for third place as Grayson Malohi and Andy Gray almost make contact there, diving down to that inside line. They're neck and neck with each other, trying to make a move happen, but doesn't quite have it yet.
That 72 machine of Silas Podowinski way out in front over Declan Salt Johnson. A battle for third here between Andy Gray and Malohi. 2 laps left to go.
Silas Podwinski's now on the back of some lap traffic there. That 17 Zia Zayden Miller, but he'll take the Golf Depot white flag and one more time around for that red 72 machine.
Podowinski works his way through 3 and 4. He'll pick up heat race number 2. Over Declan Salt Johnson in that second spot, and Grayson Malohi rounds out the top 3. Andy Gray finishes in 4th, and the 51 machine of Lozen finishes in the 5th spot.
That will round out these Doty Creek Agricultural Box Docks, and getting ready to roll out next. It's the GSR Junior Flats for their 8-lap heat. And rolling out now 5 carts. Rolling off first, it's Tovin DeLima in the 9D, and in second, it's Callum Clements in the 88C. In third, it's the 88 of Rowan Reed, and in fourth, it's the 10 of Emberlyn Pucholski. And rounding out the field in fifth, it's Jameson Kane in the 88X.
Golf Depot white flag is out. 1 more lap till we go green.
Slow pace around the field there. Tovin DeLima, Callum Clements there. A lot of 88s and a lot of green.
Yeah.
Pacing around the backstretch now. just realized Jamison Kane is not in this heat race. But the green flag's out. Tovin DeLima and Callum Clements will edge out going into turn number 1 and 2 now. And already there, Emberlyn Pucholski goes for a bit of a spin in the 10, gets it back under control, and will continue on.
Tovin DeLima goes around there on the bottom of 1 and 2. No caution flag.
He'll dive down into the infield there. Hands in the air, a little bit confused. As out front, it is all Callum Clements in that 88C. Tovin DeLima's got it refired and back out onto the track, but he's got a lot of ground to make up there if he wants to catch up.
Cross flags are out for the 88C. We got one around there on the bottom of 4. That is the 10 machine of, I'm probably saying this wrong.
Emberlyn Pucholski.
Pucholski? All right. I'll make a mental note of that one.
Mispronunciations are the one thing that we continue to struggle with, but it's a game of learning. Just got the call. Emberlyn Pucholski's got the spot on Tovin DeLima there in the 9D, who's sporting a GoPro this week, I believe that is, on the right outside line. Trying to get the field all grouped up together so we can refire them back out to finish out this heat race. Then things are going to get interesting here with those Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints and the Huffman Home Improvements Senior Flats. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around for Callum Clements. For he'll lead off Rowan Reed, Emberlyn Pucholski, and Tovin DeLima there.
Carter Long with the green flag in hand. They'll creep their way to the start pylon. Green flag is out.
Automatically, Callum Clements dives down to the inside, and they'll start working their way on creating a big gap there to Rowan Reed in that 88. And now Tovin DeLima there is flying by. He's got some great speed now trying to make some moves on Rowan Reed not long before he catches up to the back of her.
That 90 tracking down the 88 of Rowan Reed, looks down to the inside. Reed shuts the door.
Reed's playing some tough defense there, but is not enough to match the speed of Tovin DeLima, as there's 2 laps left to go for Callum Clements, but Tovin DeLima's got a lot of speed and he's rolling like a freight train trying to make something happen.
Clements takes the Golf Depot white flag, one more lap. Tovin DeLima in that 9D machine trying to catch the 88C of Clements, who will take the checkered flag. He'll pick up the GSR Junior Flats Heat Race number 1.
Tovin DeLima will take it home in second place, then Rowan Reed in third, and that will round out heat racing for these GSR Junior Flats and getting ready to roll out next. So Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints. Got a lot of carts here tonight. Gonna make things interesting for the double features.
See them all getting pushed off there on your screen. Ryan Wilson in that 71 machine. Couple out on the track already. Riley Mercer, Brennan Haggard.
Pacing around there, Riley Mercer had a great run last week there running on that outside line. We lost the bottom lane, and I think that had some of the best racing we've seen all season, especially in this division. And coming up next, those drivers can really use those top lanes to dive right down there and to make some crazy runs going into the straightaways.
They'll start to take formation there down the back straightaway.
I believe that's everybody. I can't count to 8, so I don't exactly know.
Man, you got fingers.
I don't have 8 fingers on one hand.
Okay. Well, you got 2 hands.
1, 2.
Oh. Okay. getting ready to take their double wide formation. 8-car field here tonight, 10 laps the distance.
Still pacing around here. Trying to get everything figured out under this gorgeous sky here at the Little O for some Double Trouble Thursday night micro sprint racing on G-Force TV here. Believe everything's under control now, or just about.
They're working their way through the field.
Looks right to me now, I think.
Starting on the pole for this one out of Dorchester in car number 7, that is Jack Smulders. And it is outside out of Brantford in car 02, that's Jared Bureau. Rolling off third in the 88 out of Brantford, that's Riley Mercer. And it is outside of the 71, that is Ryan Wilson. Brendan Hager and Johnny Miller make up row number 3. In row number 4, we got Kiana Teal and Jack Burbridge.
Jack Smulders dives out to the inside there, and he's got a big gap there of Brendan Hager in that 96. The field starts to spread her a little bit, and now flying Ryan Wilson, he's going to make that outside line work on Brendan Hager, and we got a battle for second place.
Ryan Wilson trying to creep his way to the outside of Brendan Hager. Jack Smulders, your leader. Wilson down to the inside, side by side down the front straightaway.
Hager tries to shut the door, doesn't quite have it yet, and now Ryan Wilson's there in second place. He's got a bit of a gap there if he wants to try and make something work for that first place position on Jack Smulders. Top 4 starts to single file out there, and the closest battles for fourth place as Kiana Teal and Johnny Miller are duking it out on that inside line.
Wilson working that inside line, slides up in front of Smulders. Smulders holds on as they work their way through the back straightaway.
Wilson has to press on the brakes there as he almost made contact with Smulders now, but he's got that edge on the inside line, and he'll fly by your new leaders, Ryan Wilson.
Jack Smulders looking to the outside of Ryan Wilson, who's your new leader. Brendan Hager still sitting in that third spot, trying to track down the 7 machine of Jack Smulders.
The battle between Kiana Teal and Johnny Miller starts to fizzle out a little bit, but Johnny Miller's got a tight inside line there, and he'll try to make something work as the laps keep winding down. And the 0-2 Jared Bureau goes for a spin right in front of the leaders.
That'll bring out the caution flag. Stack them up a little closer. Ryan Wilson, your leader. Jack Smulders and Brennan Hager, the top 3 so far. They'll get that 0-2 spun back around, and we got Jack Burbridge there spun around there in corner number 2.
Just looked like an innocent spin for both the drivers there, so they should be able to fire right back up and get back rolling. But now it's going to make things interesting. Can Ryan Wilson hold off Jack Smulders there in that 7 machine? Last week's winner, of course, and he'll definitely have a challenge for flying Ryan Wilson.
And don't forget, we got a big concession building right behind us. Concession stand filled with lots of delicious food. So if you're in-house here tonight,
we need to make a tier list during one of these intermissions, and we can just have and just rank all the food.
we got to try them all too, right? What? Popcorn chicken. They have a popcorn chicken bowl. So there's like corn, gravy. There's some stuff in it. It looked kind of good, and I kind of want to try it.
Corn? That's interesting, but I think that tastes good.
I might have to try next week.
If we do a tier list, you're definitely trying the fried pickles, because I'm not touching that.
No, they're good. What do you mean?
Green flags out here, and Jack Smulders will immediately blast out and try and pull on at least spot. But Kiana Teal's on that inside line trying to make something work.
Kiana Teal now in that second spot. Jack Smulders, your leader. Ryan Wilson fell back to the 5th spot. Johnny Miller down to the inside. He's now in 3rd.
Jack Smulders there is holding on to that lead spot, but there's chaos there in that battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place.
And Jared Bureau spun around there on corner number 4. That'll bring out the caution flag.
Things got a little bit chaotic there. I'm unable to pinpoint exactly what happened there.
Radio's going, but
Some radio troubles are ailing the... Can't figure out exactly what's going on there, but yellow flag's out and these drivers will get repositioned. get ready to fire them back off.
Okay, excuse me, 0-2 came to the pits. That's your second spin. Take to the pits.
The 0-2 of Jared Biro just got the call, the black flag, if you will, to pull it into the pits. 2 spins there, so he's out for this heat race. And what a start for Kiana Teal. The green flag was out, and she automatically just sent it right down to the inside line and immediately had a challenge there for those drivers.
Ryan Wilson fell back to the 5th spot. Golf Depot white flag is out. Jack Smolders your leader over Teal and Miller, the top 3.
2 great drivers with a lot of experience. Let's see if the young gun in that pink 7 machine can hold off the 24K and the OJ. Green flags out. Let's go back racing again, and automatically Keanu Teal's right on his tail.
Teal looking to track down the 7 machine. Miller down to the inside of Teal. They work their way through corners 3 and 4. Golf Depot white flag is out.
Keanu Teal gets a little bit squirrely, and she gives up that second place spot to Johnny Miller there. The field all single files in and out. Jack Burbridge, so that 41 goes around, but he'll keep it under control. But Jack Smolders takes the win.
Smolders over Miller, and I believe that would be 71 of Ryan Wilson in that 3rd spot.
I think that might have been the 96 of Brennan Hager there, but Kiana Teal lost her spot. She went for a bit of a spin there. Got stuck in the muck there on the down in those bottom lanes.
Beating on each other.
But that'll do it for their heat race. And next up, we got 2 heats as the field splits for these Huffman Home Improvements Senior Flats. Another division where anybody could put it in Slack Lumber Victory Lane, either once or twice tonight.
See if anybody's got 2 feature wins in them tonight.
That'd be interesting to see. And of course, we will have interviews with both, with the winners of both heats, and I'll have an interview later with the Larry Gartley Memorial Performer of the Week. It's Jack Smolders in the 7 after a dominant performance in his win last week, so I'll have a word with him later on, and of course we'll have a word with the winners.
All fired up, ready to take the racetrack for the first Huffman Home Improvements Senior Flats race. 8 laps the distance, starting on the pole for this one in the 7-8 machine, that is Matt Reed, and to his outside in the 7-5-1, that is Nick Capolo. Rolling off from the 3rd spot in the 15, that's Anthony Verd, and to his outside in the 33 machine, that is Ron McGarry. Rolling off from the 5th spot in the 66, that is Bailey Salt, and her outside in the 12 machine, that is Nicholas Boyd. Rolling off from the 7th spot in the 33H, that is Mark Husband, and his outside in the 28 machine, that is Cameron Book.
Matt Reed and Nick Cupola, are going to lead them to the green flag. Any one of those drivers are bad fast here on a regular Thursday night. Nick Capullo shoots down to the inside there, but doesn't quite have it, and Matt Reed and Anthony Verd have a nice line there going on that inside.
Matt Reed leads lap number 1. Capolo and Verd battling there as they work their way through corners 1 and 2.
Cupola there is going to have to play some tough defenses. Verd is a bad, fast driver on Thursday nights. He dives down the inside, and they're side by side for that 2nd place spot.
Verdi works his way to the 2nd spot. Nick Capolo down to the inside, side by side. Verd shoots back down to the bottom.
They keep trading positions there for that 2nd place as they're getting closer and closer to Matt Reed every time going down the backstretch. This field starts to single file out, and it's cross flags there for Matt Reed in that 78, who's got 2 drivers right behind him.
Kupalo down to the inside, down the back straightaway. He'll take the lead. Reed back to the 2nd spot. Kupalo, your new leader across the line.
Kupalo there immediately starts working on making the gap there, and Anthony Verd is right behind Matt Reed trying to make something happen and steal that 2nd place spot. 2 laps left to go for Kupalo in the 7-5-1, and Anthony Verd does get it, and he's your new 2nd place spot.
Golf Depot white flag is out for Kupalo in that 7-5-1 machine. The battle for 3rd, Cameron Book, Matt Reed, and Ron McGarry all getting at it.
Ron McGarry and Matt Reed just made a little bit of contact, but Nick Kupalo will take the heat race win number 1. Anthony Verd in 2nd, Cameron Book in 3rd, and Ron McGarry in 4th.
And that'll conclude the Huffman Home Improvement Senior Flats Heat Race number 1. Second heat getting all fired up and ready to take the racetrack. 8 laps the distance for this one.
The two generals are going to start them off there, so you can take a look. And that 44 of Robbie General is smoking.
Just a wee bit.
Of course, right behind them is the Mobile One Beginner Microsprints for their first feature event of the night. But right now, take a look at that 55 and that 42. Jack McPhail there. Randy Hollingshead, the veteran, in that 77 right behind him. Then Adam Stasilla back there. The 73 of Mike Miller there too. He flipped twice last week in back racing again. So words of advice for him from everybody here in the booth. We told him to keep it on 4 wheels instead of 2.
Good advice.
He said he had fun, and he's back here again, so good to see.
And they'll work their way onto the racetrack. 7-car field here, 8 laps to distance, starting on the pole for this one in the 44. That is Robbie General, and to his outside in the 44B, that is Bella General. Rolling off to the 3rd spot in the 42, that is Jack McPhail, and to his outside in the 55 machine, that is Isaiah Weisner. Rolling off for the 5th spot in the 77, that is Randy Hollingshead, and to his outside of the 18 machine, that is Adam Stasilla. And rounding out the field in the 73 machine, that is Mike Miller.
Slow pace around the back stretch for the Generals will send them off. Watch out for Randy Hollingshead and Adam Stasilla there. That 3rd line back, those drivers, I feel like, are immediately going to make a challenge for this lead.
Green flag is out. This heat race is underway. General leads him down the front straightaway. Hollingshead down to the inside. McPhail down to the inside of General. He'll make his way to the 2nd spot.
McPhail's got a lot of speed, but so does Robbie General, and they're side by side going down the front stretch and into turn number 1 and 2. Robbie General there falls back to that 3rd place position, and now Randy Hollingshead's making a challenge, and he'll take the lead from Bella General.
Hollingshead, your new leader down the back straightaway. Bella General sitting in that 2nd spot. Jack McPhail in 3rd. Bella General down to the inside.
Bella General there is trading positions with the veteran Randy Hollingshead for that 1st place position. He gets close there as the cross flags are out, and now they're side by side going down the front stretch. They make contact twice. Randy Hollingshead's got the edge up, but Bella General's right there behind him.
Hollingshead leads him down the front straightaway. Bella General still sitting in that 2nd spot. Battle for 3rd between Robbie General and Jack McPhail.
Adam Stasilla pulled off the track there with a mechanical issue. He had his hand up letting the drivers pass by. Randy Hollingshead there was working on the gap to 2nd place. Golf Depot white flags out. Let's see if Bella General has anything left in the tank to try and challenge the veteran in the 77.
Bella General trying to track down Hollingshead down the back straightaway. And Hollingshead will pick up heat race number 2 over Bella General and Robbie General.
That was a pretty intense heat race at the start, and that will do it for all heat racing here. And that will do it for all racing action right now. We have a short 5-minute intermission before we're back with double trouble, twice the amount of features tonight here on GeForce TV. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for your Larry Gartley Memorial Performer of the Week interview later on.
Back here live on GeForce TV, ready to kick off the first round of feature racing. Mobil 1 beginners all lined up ready for their 12-lap A main. 17 cars here in the field.
Whew, that's going to make it interesting, but let's waste no time here. Rolling off first, it's Emmett Speck in the 4, and in second, it's the 9 of Braden Pettit. In third, it's Kalen Walker in the 28, and in fourth, it's Kane McAllister in the 71. In fifth, it's Casey Walker in the 09, and in sixth, it's Aubrey Penner in the 00 Junior. In seventh, it's the 96 of Jolene Hookert, and in eighth, it's the 7 of Christopher Young. In ninth, it's Georgia Hookert in the 94, and in 10th, it's Oakley Jameson in the 88X. Rolling off 11th, it's the 27 of Maverick Chichok, and right there in 12th, it's Michael Tunn in the 7M. In 13th, it's the 87 of Jackson McDonald, and in 14th, it's Austin Van Houten in the 20. In 15th, it's Easton Hill in the 10M, and in 16th, it's Lucian Anthony in the 529. And rounding out the field, it's Easton McNaughton in the 67. Whew, it's a mouthful, I'm out of breath.
Yeah, just a few cars here.
A little bit.
They'll work their way down the back straightaway into corners 3 and 4. Speck and Pettit on the front row. We're underway.
This might be the biggest feature we've ever seen this season here. Automatically, Emmett Speck and Braden Pettit go right there to duking it out, the 4 and the 9. Kane McAllister's right behind in the 71 in the top 3 single files out, but Kane McAllister's got a good run there on that outside line.
McAllister shoots down to the inside. Pettit shuts the door going into 1.
Casey Walker in fourth got all squirrely there, and she caused Aubrey Penner to go down to the inside and take out a pylon there. Gets it back under control and out onto the track there, and the field starts to single file out going down the backstretch.
At 71 of McAllister trying to track down the 9. McAllister down to the inside. Pettit shuts the door going into 1. Pettit holds on to the second spot.
Field is right there, automatically working on some lap traffic. Emmett Speck there's cutting it up through the field there. Braden Pettit not too far behind. Further down in the field, the 2-7s are battling it out. It's Michael Tunn and Christopher Young, and the 27 of Maverick Chichok goes around there, and the 529 of Lucian Anthony, I believe.
Caution flag is out.
Got both cars, went on a bit of an innocent spin there. The 27 of Maverick Chichok spun around, and to avoid him, Lucian Anthony spun out too. Now the challenge has arisen of getting these cars reordered and ready to fire back up. Of course, this is the youngest division of drivers here. So they got a lot to learn when it comes to figuring out lineups.
And we'd like to thank one of the presenting sponsors, Cool Kids Ice and Water. Cool Kids, the leading manufacturer, quality ice and water products, temperature-controlled storage and distribution, leading the market through product and process innovation.
09 ahead of 20.
Field is pacing around there, just getting close to figuring everything out. We're going to see who will put it in Slack Lumber Victory Lane for this feature event.
96.
And how these double features work. Heat races set up the heat races set up the first feature, and all the lead lap cars, so if there's 10 lead lap cars, the guy who's sitting in 10th at the end of the first feature, he'll get inverted. He'll start on the pole, so 10 down to 1 will all be inverted. And that's how we set up the second feature. So if you won this one, you're gonna have a bit of work here.
Yeah.
To get through the second feature.
It's a blessing and a curse there of having a dominant performance, good win there, but you're gonna have to claw your way back up, especially in, this is the biggest field of beginners I've ever seen in my entire life. 17 cars.
A good cart count here tonight for these Mobil 1 beginners. I'm also interested to see if somebody can pull away with 2 feature event wins tonight.
I think it could be possible, and if any division could have a driver to win too, I think it could be Emmett Speck in the 4. He's always bad fast weekly here. So I think if you had to place a bet on a driver to win both feature events in their class, I'd say Emmett Speck in that Flamin' 4 machine. Drivers stopped on the front stretch there, trying to figure everything out. Before we can see who will pull it into Slack Lumber victory lane here tonight. Of course, Slack Lumber is proud to offer the very best quality at affordable prices. From tools to lumber, they have your next project covered. So be sure to check out their pro program where members can enjoy VIP treatment and get all the latest discounts, promos, and special events.
Getting everybody situated here. 17 carts, so it's not going to be too easy.
17 young drivers there. So that's the challenge, but always good to see the next generation go to work here and get their foot in the door, cutting their teeth there in the lower divisions before you see drivers going to do some great things here. You can see that 10M of Easton Hill just got pushed up there, and we're getting closer and closer now as the sun starts to set and the lights are on the track now. Take a look at that 20 of Austin Van Houten there, and that's a gorgeous car there.
Black, red, white. Yeah, this is a really good looking cart. We got a lot of good looking carts here on Thursday nights. That 00 of Penner you see on your screen, that's another that's a pretty flashy cart right there.
Oh yeah, but I think if any carts are definitely those top three there at the front are definitely the nicest looking carts in my opinion. Or the pink 94 and 96 of the Hookerts there. Those are pretty nice.
Kind of like a little bit of an inverted color scheme for both of them.
Yeah, you can see the 96 with the white, the 94 with the pink, and the numbers wise, and of course on the body it's pink wing, white wing.
And another one of tonight's presenting sponsors, Halnor Mechanical, your go-to company in Six Nations, Haldeman, and Norfolk for all your HVAC needs. Halnor Mechanical. And we're getting them all fired up and underway, ready to go back green.
Got everything figured out, so let's continue on this race. Just get a single file, slow pace them around there.
Well, you ready for tomorrow or what?
I think the real question should be, are you ready for tomorrow? Because I'm basically taking a back seat for that position, but I'll have a couple interviews there. But you're taking the reins. Well, you did it before on a Friday night, so I think you could do an entire night.
3 features, and I think it was late models. I knew Charlie Sandercock, and that was about it. Yeah.
But another thing is now you're doing the full night. You know every driver, or just about.
There's 5 divisions, so the UMPs, or Canadian Modifieds rather. That's what they're called in Canada.
Okay, that's gonna be interesting then. I'm sure you'll have a great time. The flow will just come naturally.
No promises.
Golf Depot white flags out. Emmett Speck there will lead them off in that Peters Construction whitetail concrete. Lehman 4 machine. Braden Pettit right behind him. It's going to be interesting to see how this one finishes.
Speck, Pettit, and McAllister, the top 3 green flags back out.
Automatically, the battle starts as Pettit and Speck are side by side going into turn number 1 and 2. Pettit shoots out to a bit of a gap there, and the top 2 start to spread it immediately, and Casey Walker dives down to the infield.
Pettit to the outside as Speck, side by side, going into corners 1 and 2. Speck leads him down the back straightaway with a head of steam.
the field automatically passes lap traffic there as Casey Walker went down onto the infield and enters the track right there where the leaders are. Of course, she goes out wide there and allows for the leaders to pass by, but now they got their eyes set on the next pack of drivers ahead of them.
Speck slicing his way through the lap traffic. Pettit down to the inside. He'll sneak his way underneath Chichok.
Oh, lap traffic. The 529 Lucian Anthony just made contact with Braden Pettit, but he keeps rolling there. Emmett Speck is boxed in there with the rest of the field. Things are getting really dicey there for Emmett Speck in that 4 machine. Just made it out unscathed there, and now he's got his chance. But the caution flag is out. Maverick Chichok in the 27 goes for another spin, and oh, the 94 of Georgia Hookert just made contact and clipped the side of Aubrey Penner there. Was flying by there. Made a move to try and avoid the 27 of Maverick Chichok there. Went for a bit of a spin and made contact there with the 00 junior of Aubrey Penner.
Single file restart. Pettit and Speck been going at it all night. Pettit, your leader now over Emmett Speck. Chichok, I believe, is in that 3rd spot.
The lineup is all jumbled up there. Kane McAllister moving up to take that 3rd place spot back. We got lap cars there mixed in between with your top 5, so we're gonna have the challenge again of trying to figure out the lineup here for this first feature event of the night for the beginners. Everybody's all jumbled up. Now, I think that the most exciting races that we'll see tonight are in the division coming up next.
Box stock?
Oh, yeah. They got, what, 15 cars? And about 15 cars are competitive, so anybody can really win it. Georgia Hookert there, stopped on the front stretch, trying to figure everything out. And while we got time, these Mobile One beginner micro sprints, but Mobile One wants to know, what are your goals? Whether it's keeping your truck or car in peak condition or your plant at the height of its productivity, Mobile Lubricants and Services can help you tackle the challenges of today with the next generation technologies of tomorrow.
Trying to get everything figured out here, all single file restart. I believe we still have 3 laps left to go, so it is going to be a dogfight for that win.
Yeah, 3 lap shootout there. Braden Pettit and Emmett Speck, but don't forget the heavy hitters behind them. Kane McAllister. Other drivers that come to mind are the Hookerts there. Bad, fast drivers there, all around.
28, then 67.
Might have to stop them on the front straightaway there to figure everything out. And there we see the 529 of Lucian Anthony gets the call. Let the field pass by.
10M, you're behind 67.
We're getting closer and closer there every lap. We should have everything figured out pretty soon.
You'd think. We're getting there, we're getting there.
Now would be a good time to bust out the tier list. Well, S tier is popcorn chicken.
We've got like a whole board pop up on the
That's
screen.
what I mean. You get three things on the board. Or I think a better idea would be if you just take all the Ohsweken food in general and put it on a board.
They do. It's called the menu.
Oh.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I kind of forgot what those are for.
It's just the same thing for you. Popcorn chicken. Well, I mean the same for me. but
Chicken. In general.
with no dipping sauce. What's
Never.
that about?
Never.
We can talk about that?
I'll fight till the day I die. No cheese, no sauce, no ketchup, nothing.
Cheese
I don't put cheese on.
on popcorn chicken.
Okay, not popcorn chicken. I'm just talking about. Okay, you're right. I probably should have clarified that. But I have been known to eat the driest fast food meals known to man. I order cheeseburgers and take the cheese off, or order them to take the cheese off.
So it's just a burger.
Exactly, and it tastes amazing.
So when you go to McDonald's, you ask for a cheeseburger.
Or I'll give you a story today. When I went to Wendy's, junior bacon cheeseburger, no cheese.
Then that's just a hamburger. You just
Yeah,
order the hamburger.
and bacon. No, it's a mortal sin, and I definitely know that. A lot of people have I've gotten a lot of weird looks, but it's how I am. Anyway, I think we got everything figured back out here. Braden Pettit starts the freight train of Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints, pacing around here, should be just about ready to go.
Pettit, Speck, and McAllister, the top three. Speck and Pettit been going at it all night. Galtipo white flag is out. They'll slowly pace their way around the racetrack one more time. I believe we have 3 laps left to go for this one.
It's going to be like a Mario Kart race, 3 laps and just brawl for who can take that home that win. Pacing around here, slowly coming to the green flag. Braden Pettit, Emmett Speck, Kane McAllister. Here we go for 3 laps, and who's going to take feature race number 1?
Speck chasing that 9 machine with a head of steam down the back straightaway. Speck looks to the inside. 2 laps left to go for Emmett Speck and Braden Pettit.
The top 2 are battling there, and they're going to start working on some lap traffic there. Kane McAllister in 3rd is in his own wheeler. Oh, Casey Walker goes for a bit of a spin, and she makes contact with the 7 of Michael Tunn and the 96 of Jolene Hookert there. Golf Depot white flags out. Everybody's still rolling, and Emmett Speck's got the lead down the backstretch for the final time.
Speck leads him in a 3 and 4. Pettit shoots down to the inside. Speck picks up the win.
Pettit loses it there. And Kane McAllister will take that 2nd place position from right under his feet. Braden Pettit will get everything collected and he'll roll off, but oh, he sent it and lost it right there on the exit of turn number 4. But Emmett Speck will take the win there in that Flaming 4 machine. And the field will roll off there. That was an crazy entertaining race to see, and things are only going to get more wilder from there. The box stocks fire up, but Emmett Speck in that Peters Haulage Whitetail Concrete Flaming 4 machine. Pull it into Slack Lumber Victory Lane, and he'll get his hands on that epic racewear checkered flag. Family there to take photos in Slack Lumber Victory Lane there. Emmett Speck gets it done in feature race number 1. Emmett Speck will drive off there, and Slack Lumber Victory Lane will retreat out. And up next, the Doty Creek Agricultural Box Stocks are ready for their feature event of the night.
15 laps the distance, 15 cars. Starting on the pole for this one in the 72 machine, that is Silas Podowinski. Into his outside in the 28 machine, that is Hunter Hill. Rolling off 3rd in the 18G, that is Grayson Palace. Into his outside in the 77, that is Declan Salt Johnson. Rolling off for the 5th spot in the 81 machine, that is Lincoln Obadiah. Into his outside in the 15G, that is Grayson Maloyheen. Rolling off from the 7th spot in the 97 machine, that is Andy Gray. And his outside in the 02, that is Everett Burbridge. Rolling off for the 9th spot in the 51, that is Grayson Lozen. And his outside in the 07S, that is Bentley Slider. Rolling off from the 11th spot in the 24 S, that is Sadie Probelli, and her outside in the O2C, that is Cecil Burbridge. Zayden Miller and Eddie Burbridge make up row number 7, and Diesel Montour rounds out the field. Green flag is out.
Silas Podwinski and Hunter Hill are going to lead him, but Declan Saul Johnson, that's 77, wants to get beside him and make it 3 wide going on the backstretch now. Grayson Palace is right there in the mix. The top 6 is all wound up going on the front stretch now.
Hunter Hill chases Silas Podwinski going into 1 and 2. Podwinski with a good head of steam down the back straightaway.
Podwinski's going to move on that lap traffic of Lozan there in the 51, who dives it down into the infield and goes for a bit of a spin. Top 3's all single filed out there, but now Lincoln Obadiah and Grayson Palace want to make something happen. Declan Saul Johnson's in the mix there too, and they make contact going into turn number 3 and 4. Declan Saul Johnson and Lincoln Obadiah are all battling for that spot right behind Grayson Palace. They make contact again. Grayson Malloy, he shoots up and he'll take the spot from under their feet.
The Burbridges all looking at this battle ahead of them. Salt Johnson, Obadiah still going at it. Grayson Malloy, oh, that was a hard hit there. We got one upside down, red flags out.
Declan Saul Johnson and Andy Gray there involved. Declan Saul Johnson goes for a bit of a flip after that hard hit. Race Med running out onto the scene, and they'll get that cart flipped over.
That was a hard hit there. Flip back over, Race Med's out there checking up on the drivers.
Trying to make sure everybody's okay there. First red flag in a while for this division. Race Med checking up, believe they're both good to go. And you can see Andy Gray starts to drive around there, stop him out front. Got the thumbs up there. And they should be able to get Declan Saul Johnson fired back up.
81, you're behind.
Field slowly starts to pace around to get them reorganized while we work on the 97 and 77, getting them back in the fight here.
Podwinski's had this race in the bag since the green flags dropped. He's gone a good distance over Hunter Hill in second, and then in third, Hunter Hill's been pretty much gone.
Yeah. And then all behind them, it has been complete chaos. It seemed like every time they came around, 5 people were in complete opposite places. There's a wild jumble in this box stock race here. Silas Podwinski, Hunter Hill, Grayson Malloy in that 4th place position. Believe things should be just about organized to go. Silas Podwinski, Hunter Hill, Grayson Palace, Grayson Malloy, Lincoln Obadiah, Cecil Burbridge, Everett Burbridge, Bentley Slider, Sadie Probelli, Diesel Montour, Zayden Miller. Should be the 97 and the 77 of Andy Gray.
All right, let's roll.
Getting them back underway. They're ready to take the green flag. Single file restart.
Gonna be an interesting finish here. Let's see if Silas Podwinski can pull out that speed that he had before the red flag, or will Hunter Hill be able to get the edge on him in his Gibbs 28 machine? Golf Depot white flags out one more time around before we send these drivers back to battle.
Podwinski, Hill, Palace the top 3, Malloy and Obadiah the top 5. Carter Long sends him off with the green flag.
Silas Podwinski will jump out to the lead and will immediately have a bit of a gap there. The top two fly out, and Lincoln Obadiah and Grayson Malloy are make contact, and they're all tangled up together, and the yellow flag's out immediately. As soon as they went to the turn, they tangled up and are stopped there on the exit of turn 1 and 2. They get themselves untangled and fire right back up, so it should be a simple restart, and we can get everything back, but that's going to make things interesting now.
That'll send the 81 and the 15G to the back of the field. Top three stays the same. The Burbridge brothers move up to the 4th and 5th spot.
Bentley Slider and Sadie Probelli there will also move up. I think it won't be long at the back before we see any of those drivers there were involved. Andy Gray, Grayson Malloy, and Lincoln Obadiah there, all involved in some contact. Those are all super fast drivers, so I think it won't be long before they pass some cars and get right back up fighting to those spots near the Burbridge brothers.
One more lap till we go green. Ready to get this one back underway. Podwinski, Hill, and Powell still the top three. Cecil and Everett Burbridge round out the top 5. Carter along with the green flag in hand. We're back underway.
Silas Podwinski jumps out to the lead, but now Grayson Palace is on that inside line of the 18G. He's going to make a challenge for first, and he's got it going on the backstretch now. Using that inside line, he'll take it, but Silas Podwinski's not going to give it up, and he's going to run on that outside line trying to make something happen.
Podwinski working that outside line over Grayson Palace. Hill shoots down to the inside, side by side down the front straightaway. Cecil Burbridge looking to get in the mix.
Now Hunter Hill and that 28 machine. He'll take that second place spot from Silas Podwinski, and he's going to start working on Grayson Palace. He'll take the lead going on the backstretch now.
Hunter Hill, your new leader. Powell is trying to track him back down. Podwinski to the outside in the battle for second.
Yellow flags out. The 14 of Diesel Mod Tour goes for a bit of a spin, and wow, I did not expect that. Hunter Hill sweeps the first place position from right under everyone's nose.
That Gibbs Action Sports car number 28. Hunter Hill, he's been very consistent so far this year. I believe he's yet to pick up a feature race, so maybe tonight's his night.
I wouldn't doubt it there. He's showed off some excellence in the heat race and in this feature so far. The only question is, can he hold on to it there? He's got a pack of wolves behind him there. Silas Podwinski, Grayson Palace, Everett, and Cecil Burbridge. And don't forget the heavy hitters there that are behind. Lincoln Obadiah and Grayson Malloy there have made their way up a couple spots in the mix. But the Golf Depot white flag's out is gone, and the green flag's in, and we're ready to send them back off.
Green flag is out for Hunter Hill. The lead down the front straightaway, Hunter Hill. Palace down to the inside. He'll take the second spot over Podwinski.
Hunter Hill will lead him going in down past turn number 3 and 4, halfway home for that 28, and now Silas Podwinski and Grayson Palace are trying to make some moves happen. But Cecil Burbridge in that O2C is trying to make some moves for that third place position.
Cecil Burbridge down to the inside, trying to sneak his way by the 72 machine of Silas Podwinski. Down the back straightaway, Podwinski still sits in third.
5 laps left to go for Hunter Hill in that 28, and he's got a big gap there to the 18G of Grayson Palace. Silas Podwinski's got a bit of a gap there between him and Cecil Burbridge there, but the laps keep winding down, and it's all Hunter Hill.
Podwinski looks to the outside of Grayson Palace. They'll work their way down the back straightaway. Palace still sitting in the second spot.
Things are getting a bit intense, but Cecil Burbridge goes for a bit of a spin. He keeps it collected, but falls back a little spot. Hunter Hill's got a bit of a gap, but he's going to get slowed down by some lap traffic. They're trying to make something happen. 2 laps left to go for that 28 of Hunter Hill, and he is running away with it.
Palace and Podwinski still trying to get at it there. Golf Depot white flags out for Hunter Hill. Podwinski looks to the outside of Grayson Palace.
He'll go to the outside line of Grayson Lozen there, and he'll take his first feature event of the season. Hunter Hill in the 28 machine.
Powles and Podwinski round out the top three for this one.
Grayson Malloy-Heen, believe Cecil Burbridge, Everett Burbridge there. And Hunter Hill in that Jibs Action Sports 28 gets it done. Hill pull that DJD Graphics cart into Slack Lumber Victory Lane and get his picture taken with the Epic Racewear checkered flag. What a feature race there. Hunter Hill, he was full of emotion there, fist pumping, and he's still doing it going down the backstretch now. Gonna want to see that GoPro footage later. But getting ready to roll out next are these GSR Junior Flats. Visors are down and the engines are rolling here for their 15-lap feature event. Rolling off fifth, it's Jameson Kane in the 88X, and in fourth, it's Tovin DeLima in the 9D. In third, it's Emberlyn Pachowski in the 10, and in second, it's Rowan Reed in the 88. And of course, your leader starting first in the 88C, it's Callum Clements there. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around before we send these drivers off for 15 laps.
The GSR Junior Flats 2x2, they'll work their way down the back straightaway. Tovin DeLima, Rowan Reed on the front row for this one.
Jameson Kane once again not making the call here. Carter Long, green flags out, 15 laps to go here, and automatically Tovin DeLima's on that outside line trying to make something work for first place.
Clements, your leader down the front straightaway. Tovin DeLima sitting in that second spot. Rowan Reed in third. All single filed out here.
That battle for second place starts to fizzle out here as Tovin DeLima starting to pull away, but he's got a lot of ground to make up if he wants to get close to that 88 seed of Callum Clements, who's got a lot of speed and is running a tight, fast line there in the middle of the track.
Clements, DeLima, and Reed still the top three.
Racing starts to spread out a little bit. All drivers not really close to each other. Callum Clements in that 88C's got his eyes set on the 10 of Emberlyn Pachowski. Blue flags out for her in that pink 10 machine, and he'll go to the outside line trying to put her a lap down here in this feature event.
Clements looking to sneak by that 10 machine.
She's not giving that position up, but now Callum Clements will shoot by there and he'll put her a lap down. Cross flags are out. He's halfway home in that 88C. Tovin DeLima there is getting closer and closer, but he still doesn't have anything yet or is close enough to make a real challenge for that first place spot. He's usually extremely dominant on these nights, but there's a new kid in town, Callum Clements, and he's showing off his skills.
DeLima now catching up to the back end of the 10 machine as Clements catches up to the third place spot of Rowan Reed.
Laps are winding down there for Callum Clements as he's got his eyes set on Rowan Reed. Blue flags out for her in that 88 machine, but the green 88 right behind him doesn't quite have it yet. Tovin DeLima still trying to make something happen, but Callum Clements is bad fast there. 2 laps left to go for that green 88C before he'll put it in Slack Lumber Victory Lane.
And Clements takes the Golf Depot white flag. One more lap and he'll pick up a main one for these GSR Junior Flats.
put Rowan Reed a lap down there, and he'll take the checkered flag for the GSR Junior Flats. Callum Clements in the 88C. Tovin DeLima will come home in second, Rowan Reed in third, and Emberlyn Pacholski in fourth. But Callum Clements in that 88C gets it done for feature number 1 here tonight, and he'll pull it into Slack Lumber Victory Lane in that green and white PCC Fibs Custom Carpentry 88C. Waving the flag there, getting his picture taken. Family comes out. And that'll do it. Let's see if he can sweep the wins today here. But getting ready to roll out next, things are going to get interesting now. The Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints are ready to roll out next.
And Clements pulls it into the pit area as the Williams Bros Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints make their way onto the racetrack. 8 cars, 20 laps the distance.
Of course, Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated business with many years of experience in providing top-notch residential heating and cooling services. Their team of experts is dedicated to offering the best service possible, from estimates to installations to repair. They take pride in their work and strive for 100% customer satisfaction. Their goal is to build lasting relationships with their customers and ensure that they receive the best service possible.
They'll start to take formation here. Getting everybody pushed out onto the racetrack. I believe we've got everybody.
I can count now. Yeah, I think that is everybody.
Okay.
My brain started working. I don't know.
Didn't even have to use your fingers.
I know.
Brain power right there.
Start talking for a while. It's like the cogs in my mind actually start working.
Takes a bit to kick in.
Exactly.
Preheat them.
Field pacing around here should be ready to go soon for their first feature event of the night.
They'll start to take the double wide formation. Starting on the pole for this one at Dorchester in the 7 machine, that is Jack Smolders. And his outside out of Six Nations in car 0J, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller. Rolling off in the 3rd spot at Harrisburg in car number 71, that is Flying Ryan Wilson. And to his outside at Owella in car number 96, it's the Hammer, Brennan Hager. Rolling off for the 5th spot at Brantford in car number 88, that is Ryan Lee Mercer. Jack Burbridge, Kiana Teal, and Jared Beal round out the field. Double green flags are out.
Jack Smolders rockets out to the first place position, and he'll automatically go super wide, but Johnny Miller dives out of the inside, trying to make a challenge for that first place spot. Smolders is running super high there, using all lanes of the track.
Johnny Miller working that inside line. He'll shoot down the front straightaway. Smolders shoots back down. He'll slide up the racetrack.
Brennan Hager, Kiana Teal, and Ryan Wilson are all battling for the positions back there. Brennan Hager starts to pull away, but Kiana Teal and Flying Ryan Wilson are side by side going into turn number 3 and 4. Wilson on the outside, Teal on the inside, and they're battling hard there for that 4th place position.
Smolders and Hager getting out of there for the 2nd spot. Hager working that inside line. Smolders keeping it up above that bottom line everybody else is running.
Johnny Miller starts to pull away there, but Brennan Hager's right on his tail. But back there, it's all Ryan Wilson and Kiana Teal. They're battling hard for that 4th place position. Kiana Teal dives down on the inside, doesn't quite have it yet, but she's gonna try and make a move, and Ryan Wilson shuts the door.
Kiana Teal trying to track down that 71 machine. Ryan Wilson flies down to the inside, slides up the racetrack. They're side by side going into 1.
They're getting super close to each other. Both of those drivers like to run high on that outside line. They dive down to the inside here. Kiana Teal's got that inside edge, but doesn't quite have enough speed to make it past Ryan Wilson. But now she's got it, and she'll take that 4th place spot.
Johnny Miller still your leader over Brennan Hager in second. Smolders in that third spot. Kiana Teal works her way to the fourth spot rather. Wilson back down to the inside. They'll trade positions. Kiana Teal all over the back end of the 71 of Ryan Wilson.
She was getting a little bit squirrely there in the last 2 laps between turn 3 and 4, and that just allowed for Ryan Wilson to swoop right in and take that spot. Johnny Miller's got a big lead now on that 96 of Brennan Hager. And Brennan Hager's got a big gap now to that 7 machine of Jack Smolders. Now Ryan Wilson's right on his tail, and they're going to almost make contact there for that 3rd place position. Ryan Wilson's right there trying to make something happen.
Ryan Wilson now in that 3rd spot. Kiana Teal and Smolders keeping tight knit there. They've been battling and duking it out almost the whole race.
Jack Burbridge in that 41 goes around and will draw the yellow flag. That's going to make this finish interesting here for these Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints. I believe it was just an innocent spin, so they should be able to push him right around there. Field pacing around there. Johnny Miller has not had any competition for that 1st place spot yet, despite all the top drivers right behind him there. Brennan Hager, Ryan Wilson, Jack Smolders, Kiana Teal. Let's see if he can hold on to it though. Beautiful, slick track here tonight. Lots of lanes to use, especially for these 2 classes who just take up every single spot on the track.
Golf Depot white flag single file restart. Miller, Hager, and Wilson the top 3. Smolders, Mercer will round out the top 5.
6 laps left to go. Let's see if that OJ of Johnny Miller can hold on. Or will the hammer take that spot from him?
They'll creep their way into corners 3 and 4. Miller will fire the double pylons. Green flag is out.
Johnny Miller jumps out to the lead there, but Brennan Hager sticks close behind him there. Top 3 are all single file there. And then next up, the battle for 4th. Oh, Jack Smolders goes super wide there and tries to make a challenge for it. He's running on the very top lane, and it seems to be working. He's got some bad fast pace going on the backstretch. Yellow flag is out, and Jack Burbridge goes for a bit of a spin in the same position.
5 laps left to go for Johnny Miller.
He started to pull away there, but Brennan Hager was right behind him there. That top 3 started a single file out there. And it was getting pretty wild there, that battle for 4th between Jack Smolders and Kiana Teal.
Get that 41 machine pushed into the pit area.
2 strikes and you're out here, of course, is the rule. You cause 2 spins and a black flag for you. Carter Long's got the Golf Depot white flag in his hand. Let's try this one more time with 5 laps left to go.
Miller, Hager, and Wilson still the top 3. Smolders and Mercer the top 5. Down the back straightaway one more time. 5 laps left to go. Carter Long with the green flag. We're back underway.
Johnny Miller will lead him off there. Brennan Hager right behind it automatically. Jack Smolders tries to use some extra lanes of track to make something happen, but he falls back to Riley Mercer there. He's running high on that outside line, but it doesn't seem to be working with him yet. He's side by side with Riley Mercer there.
Smolders and Teal battling for that spot. Wilson to the outside of Hager down the front straightaway. Hager keeping it down to the bottom. Wilson up above the lane.
Johnny Miller there's got a big gap, but now Brennan Hager in second place is under fire from Ryan Wilson. That 71 machine Behind them, Kiana Teal and Jack Smolders running super high. He dives it down the inside, but doesn't quite have anything yet. Johnny Miller still holding a dominant lead there to put Brennan Hager. Might have a chance to make something happen. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around for the OJ machine.
That Smolder 7 machine is going way high there on the front straightaway. Miller down the back straightaway for the final time. Teal now sitting in third. Miller picks up A-main number 1. Teal spins around. Hager in second. Wilson in third.
Jack Smolders and Riley Mercer swipe the spot there from the 24K. Johnny Miller will pull it in a slack lumber victory lane there. Get his picture taken. He was dominant all feature long. Still pacing around here. Field will pull it into the pits and they get ready. They got a big gap but for their next feature race. But Johnny Miller there, he'll pull it into slack lumber victory lane. That Cool Kids Ice and Water Kanata Fuel Steyrs Racing 0J will get that epic racewear checkered flag and get his picture taken. Carter gets the flag back and Johnny Miller will pull it off. One of the drivers who we will be interviewing at the end of the night during our typical interviewing period there. And up next, the Huffman Home Improvements Senior Flats.
And starting on the pole for this one in the 751, that is Nick Capullo and his outside in the 77, that is Randy Hollingshead. Rolling off to the third spot in the 44B, that is Bella General. And her outside in the 15 machine, that is Anthony Bird. Rolling off to the fifth spot in the 44, that is Robbie General. And his outside in the 28 machine, that is Cameron Book. Rolling off from the 7th spot in the 42, that's Jack McPhail. And his outside in the 33, that's Ron McGarry. Matt Reed and Mike Miller make up row number 5. Row number 6, we got Isaiah Weisner and Bailey Salt. Making up row number 7, Adam Sticilla and Mark Husband. And rounding out the field in the 12 machine, that is Nicholas Boyd.
Look at Robbie General. His cart is smoking badly. It is coating everybody behind him, but the green flag's out. Nick Kupalo and the veteran Lanny Hollingshead on the outside trying to make something happen. Kupalo jumps out to a big lead and automatically starts working on the gap. Bella General behind them there, but out front it's all Kupalo in the 751.
Birdie down to the inside there on Cameron Book. They'll work their way down the back straightaway. Birdie now sitting in the 3rd spot. Kupalo out in front over Bella General.
Bird there in that 3rd place position. Randy Hollingshead there on that outside line. The top 8 start to single file out there. Matt Reed and Ron McGarry there are getting pretty squirrely there, trying to make something happen. Nicholas Boyd in the mix there, but out front it's all Nick Kupalo.
Verdi, Buck, and Hollingshead all going at it there for the 3rd spot. Hollingshead all over the back end, shoots down to the inside on Cameron Book, side by side, going through 3 and 4. Hollingshead now in the 3rd spot.
The veteran now's got a big gap to the field behind him there. Now Cameron Book and Anthony Vert, they're side by side with each other, trying to make something happen. Book edges out ahead, and the whole field starts to jumble out a little bit.
Kupalo with a massive gap there over the 44 via Bella General. Hollingshead still sitting in the 3rd spot. Cameron Book and Anthony Verdi will round out the top 5 so far. Caution flag is out.
Yeah, Bailey Salt and Nicholas Boyd just made contact there. Getting the call for Nicholas Boyd to put it in the back of the field. Nick Kupalo has had a dominant performance tonight in his 751 machine. Field single file pacing around. Won't be long before these guys should get under control, sorted out, and ready to fire back out. Field pacing around here should be good to go. Carter Long's got that Golf Depot white flag in his hand. This single file restart gonna make things intense. Can Kupalo hold off Bella General, the veteran Randy Hollingshead, Cameron Book, Anthony Verd, Jack McPhail, Matt Reed, Ron McGarry, some heavy hitters all around for feature race number 1. Green flags up. Here we go. Kupalo dives down on the inside and will automatically start to pull away.
Kupalo been so dominant so far. Now we got a battle for second. Hollingshead and General trading positions there. Hollingshead now sitting in the second spot.
Bella General dives down to the inside line trying to make something happen. Doesn't quite have it yet for the veteran Randy Hollingshead. They start to pull away from each other. Out front, it is all Nick Kupalo in that 751 machine.
Cameron Book now in the third spot, looking to track down the 77 machine of Randy Hollingshead. Kupalo making it by some of the slower cars.
Yeah, he's going to put Nicholas Boyd in the 12 a lap down now. And the rest of the field is getting closer to do that too. Now it looks like Cameron Book's trying to make a run, and he's on that inside line of the veteran Randy Hollingshead. They're side by side with each other going down the backstretch now. Book on the inside, Hollingshead on the outside. Hollingshead dives down trying to make something happen, but Cameron Book shuts the door and will hold on.
Now Cameron Book will work his way down the back straightaway. 6 laps left to go for Nick Kupalo. See if Cameron Book's got any sort of run for that 751 who's out in front.
Randy Hollingshead goes to the outside line there of Nicholas Boyd. Gonna put him a lap down now. Rest of the field is starting to pass around. Nick Kupalo's got a dominant lead though on the rest of the pack.
Cameron Book and Hollingshead second and third. Verd goes around, gets tagged by General. That'll bring out the caution flag.
Automatically fires right back up and starts to pull away, but the yellow flag is out. We've got 4 laps left to go, and that's going to make things really interesting here for this feature race number 1. Kupalo's been fast all night. I don't really think anybody will make a serious challenge for him, and I think he'll be able to pull away with feature race number 1 here, but you never know. Cameron Book, Randy Hollingshead, Bella General there, anybody could make something happen. Whew. It's going to be interesting.
Murdy sent to the back of the pack in that 15 machine. He was fast throughout that feature event, but the spin doesn't really help there.
Yeah, he had a lot of pace, but
73 behind 55. 73 behind 55.
Nick Kupalo, Cameron Book, Randy Hollingshead, Bella General, Matt Reed, Jack McPhail, Robbie General.
Lineup is good. They'll single file pace their way around the racetrack. Kupalo, Book, and Hollingshead the top 3. General, Matt Reed the top 5. Carter Long gives him the white flag. 1 more lap till we go green.
Let's see if Cameron Book has anything for Nick Kupalo. It's going to be a 4-lap shootout here for feature race number 1. Green flags out. Kupalo will lead him going down the front stretch now.
Kuplo, Book, and Hollingshead. Kuplo already making a gap there over Cameron Book. Hollingshead trying to sneak down to the inside there of the 28 machine as they work their way down the back straightaway.
Cameron Book there's got a bit of a gap to make up if he wants to steal that first place spot from Kuplo there. Randy Hollingshead is trying to hold off Bella General on that 44B going on the backstretch. The Golf Depot white flags it one more time around for Nick Kuplo in the 751.
General and Hollingshead going out of there for the third spot. Down the back straightaway for the final time in the 751. Nick Kuplo picks up heat race or feature event number 1 over Cameron Book and Randy Hollingshead.
Bella General, Jack McPhail, Robbie General, Anthony Verd on that last lap. Matt Reed went around, but that'll do it for these first round of heats. We have a short 5-minute intermission coming up next. But Nick Kuplo in the 751 there. He'll get it done in feature race number 1. Get his hands on that epic racewear checkered flag. They're gonna wanna stay tuned here. After a short intermission break, we will be back with the second round of features. Then, of course, we got interviews with these feature winners, next feature winners, and your Larry Gartley Memorial Performer of the Week, Jack Smolders. back here for the second round of features on Thursday night Double Trouble Micro Sprint Racing. The beginners are out for their second lap, or their second round of features. 12 laps the distance, and rolling off first, it's Jolene Hooker to the 96. In second, it's Easton McNaughton in the 67. In third, it's Easton Hill in the 10M. In fourth, it's Georgia Hooker to the 94. And in fifth, it's Kaylin Walker in the 28. In sixth, it's the 9 of Braden Pettit. And in seventh, it's the 7 of Christopher Young. In eighth, it's the 7M of Michael Tunn. And in ninth, it's the 88X of Oakley Jameson. In 10th, it's Kane McAllister in the 71. And in 11th, it's Emmett Speck in the 4. In 12th, it's Maverick Chuck in the 27. And in 13th, it's Casey Walker in the 09. In 14th, it's the 00 Junior of Aubrey Penner. 15th, Austin Van Houten in the 20. 16th, Lucian Anthony in the 529. And rounding out the field, it's Jackson McDonald in the 87. Carter Long with the dual green flags in his hand to get ready with the second round of features. Yellow flags out as everybody's jumbled up there on turn 3 and 4.
Got all stacked up there. Somebody checked up and somebody else checked up.
Traffic jam here, New York style. Gonna have to reorganize everybody. Should be pretty good, just a couple of drivers. But either way, gonna have to reorganize them. They're gonna be a complete restart here. Gives me time to catch my breath.
It's not really a restart. We didn't even start. So, I mean... Oh. Okay. We're back.
This is like, This is a pile up here.
A little bit jumbled up. It's like our brains
Yeah.
and the combined brain cell that we share.
I think it's like half a brain cell now.
It's diminishing as the night goes on.
It's rotting away slowly. The more energy drinks we consume before the night. Actually, no, I feel the opposite. I feel like the more I consume, the smarter I get.
But, sure. The one can, it does say something about...
Mental focus.
Exactly. You might be onto something.
Mental clarity. I don't drink those ones, though.
I had one. They're pretty good. Wild berry. For that.
Wild berry?
Wild berry tea.
Oh.
The rehabs. Those are good.
I feel like it's bad how, just by saying the flavor name, I know exactly what the can looks like.
Yeah.
Everything that's in it.
In it.
Yeah.
Like, flavors-wise, right? Not ingredients.
Well, I don't partial.
Partial?
Yeah.
Do you sit there and read them?
I'm so wired. What else?
That's what you take mental notes of.
Oh, yeah. Well, that and yeah, probably just that. Anyway,
Probably.
yeah. Something works in my brain sometimes, somewhere. Anyway, everything should be good to go here. Pacing around. Getting ready to fire these Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints up for their second feature race of the night. The Hooker sisters out front. Braden Pettit, Easton Hill. Let's see who's got it. Carter Long's got the double green flags in hand. Send them off again. And already Jolene Hooker to that 94 is going to work.
Hooker and Pettit down the back straightaway. Pettit looks down to the inside. He's your new leader down the front straightaway.
Pettit's going to start to pull off there. Jolene Hooker in that 96 and third has got a whirlwind of trouble. Michael Tunn in the 7M and the 71 of Kane McAllister there on the outside. They're both going to make a challenge for that second, third place position. They're going into turn number 3 and 4 now.
That 96 machine and Michael Tunn getting at it there. They'll work their way down the back straightaway. McAllister and Hooker there in a tight battle for second.
Kane McAllister has got it. He'll take that third place spot away from Georgia Hooker in that 98-4 machine. Braden Pettit is got a strong lead there to the Kane McAllister in that 71 in second.
We go Got one around there. That is Maverick Chichak. That'll bring out the caution flag.
Rolling backwards there. That 27, he'll spin right back around and get it rolling. 7 laps left to go here.
On the second round of features, this is one of 5 Mobile 1 beginners.
Woo-hoo.
7 laps left to go for this one. So they pace their way around the racetrack.
Let's see if Braden Pettit can hold on.
So tomorrow night, from what I've heard, is we're supposed to be announcing the crates and thunders.
You're announcing the entire night.
Yeah,
I
you get 2 divisions. One or
get 2 divisions? I think I get 1. I'm not
Is it
exactly
crates?
sure.
Crates will probably be easiest.
Yeah.
Mini stocks got a lot of. There is a lot of mini stocks, and the 2 qualifiers are massive.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. I'm gonna find out tomorrow what I'm doing.
Don't prep. You just go there. That's what you're doing. That's how it
Well,
works.
you know, it's better that I just go in with an open mind that anything can happen rather than sit at home, study one division, and then find out I'm not even talking about them at all.
Fair enough, I guess, right?
Plus, if I'm interviewing somebody or calling a race or whatever, can't really plan that.
Is it Christmas in August? Tomorrow. Tomorrow's Christmas in August. With the Canadian Modified.
Well, I saw the Spirit Halloween near me was opening up, so maybe I'll have to go and get a Santa costume tomorrow.
7, you're in high.
Please do. That'd be hilarious. The Halloween costumes are over there. We're trying to get him in one for an interview.
I'll do it next week.
You said that the other week. But has it happened yet?
Not yet. Either way, trying to figure out the lineups here going on, but I think next week I should have, if I remembered, I would have did it this week for one of these interviews, but and then you just show up, do one interview, and then next time I'm on in front of the camera, I'm wearing the banana costume. But
Hot dog or banana?
well, you can wear the hot dog costume.
No. I ain't wearing any of that.
Well, I can wear both. I can start with the hot dog costume, jump to the banana costume. Either way, Golf Depot white flags out, and we're getting ready to go back racing here. Braden Pettit is going to lead them off. Kane McAllister there is going to want to try and catch up. Don't forget the 94 of Georgia Hookert there. In third place, Michael Tunn, Emmett Speck, Jolene Hookert, Kaylin Walker, Christopher Young, Jamison Kane, but the green flag's out, and Braden Pettit will lead him going into turn number 1 and 2 now.
Pettit leads him down the back straightaway. McAllister sitting in the second spot. Cross flags are out for Braden Pettit, halfway to go.
Kane McAllister's right there on the tail of Braden Pettit trying to make something happen. He was super close there. Doesn't quite have it yet. Let's see if he's got a run for him this time going down the inside. He tries to shoot down the inside, doesn't quite have it yet. Pettit starts to pull off there. Oh, he makes contact with the 9 of Braden Pettit. Falls back a little bit, but now Pettit gets trapped in between some lap traffic, and Kane McAllister goes wide.
McAllister trying to sneak by him on the outside. Pettit slips by the lap cars as he works his way down the back straightaway. Braden Pettit, your leader.
Pettit got boxed in there by a lot of the lap traffic, which allowed for Kane McAllister to set up something great, but doesn't quite have it. And oh, Maverick Chichak goes for a spin right beside Kane McAllister. That could have been bad for him.
Caution flag is out. 3 laps left to go for Braden Pettit. He's going to have to hold on to that position. Kane McAllister's been on him the whole entire race, and 3 laps left to go. He's going to have to get to work here.
Yeah, he was right there on his tail. That is going to make things interesting there. Kane McAllister's finally got his footing. And while we got time, we'd like to thank one of the presenting sponsors who helped put on Thursday night micro sprint racing on GeForce TV, Halnor Mechanical, your go-to company, Six Nations, Holloman, and Norfolk for all of your HVAC needs. And while we got time, we'd like to announce another thing that's going on. We just got confirmation of the Micro Sprint Nationals. That is going to make things super good. I think we got some money to give out. Going to be an interesting event there. Something to start and kick off the Nationals weekend here at Ohsweken Speedway.
September 10th, the Wednesday. I believe it's, the Wednesday. Yep. Thursday's test and tune for the Nationals. Friday, Crate Nationals. There's Mini Stock Nationals, Thunder Stock Nationals, 360 Nationals. There's a lot of Nationals.
Everything. Internet. The international. Well, that is funny because it is the Nationals, but there are international drivers. We've had drivers from as far as Australia come over. Like, you never know. And I think if for double features, for the Micro Sprint Nationals here, has 17 karts in this beginner division, could you only imagine what would happen in September when it's the national event and got months to think ahead? That is going to be one of the most important events this weekend.
Getting them all situated here, trying to get the green flag back out. 3 laps left to go. Still pacing around.
96 behind the 7. 96 behind the 7.
Should have everything ready to go there. There you see Jolene Hookert in that 96 and Jameson Kane in the 88. Pacing around there now. And there's the big pack of drivers there. Braden Pettit, Kane McAllister, Michael Tunn, Emmett Speck in that Flamin' 4 machine, Georgia Hooker, Christopher Young. Now we're back up. Stop them on the front of the field.
Then the 88 text. 28, you're in.
Getting them all situated here, stopped on the front straightaway.
Now back to the tier list.
That's what?
The best piece of food at Ohsweken Speedway is the chicken tenders. Fight with the wall. I'm sorry. What do you think's better?
The popcorn chicken. By far better than chicken tenders.
Honestly, I can agree with actually, I can agree with that.
Corn dog is pretty good.
Wow. I think, though, that a lot more people need to come out to the Thursday night micro sprint action here to taste. Like, you can't get any of those on the regular Thursday, or on the regular Friday nights. So it's another level of exclusivity here.
And pizza. Pizza's good.
And
Who doesn't love pizza? Probably you.
No, I love pizza. In fact, I've had it set on my mind that I was going to get pizza after this. Tonight.
Your local
local
Gino's Pizza.
Local pizza place. Go in there at 11, and I take everything that they were going to throw out.
Sounds like a good deal.
Oh, it's a great deal.
I just go to like
Life hack.
Burger King or something like that.
Fair enough, but you pay $5 for $30 worth of food. Anyway, green flag is in Carterlong's hand. Caution flag's out. I was a little confused for a second. Carter had the green flag in his hand, but the lights were still flashing. Drivers came around and sent him off. So we're going to have to get them reorganized, restacked, and re-racked to fire them back out for this second feature event of the night for these Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints.
First half of the field good.
Yeah.
10M, what's the first stop?
And we got APC driver Jake Sheridan was in the house.
Yeah,
I don't know where he's at now, but
Yeah, I don't know. We were having a conversation with him earlier in the night during that first intermission. Just putting some serious miles on from Delaware to Sauble for some racing there with the APC series. Had a great performance there. Of course, you could catch that race on Racing America.
and fun fact, that's 71 of McAllister, who's sitting in second. That is Jake Sheridan's old micro sprint.
Yeah.
And Nick Sheridan.
Yeah, that's another piece of history that we found out too. Small world, because Corey McAllister's son, Kane, is the driver of that car. Of course, Corey races in the APC series, but connection between the Sheridans there. You can still see bits of red on it. That's what he said there. And that mean green 71 machine, but the green flag's out. Braden Pettit will lead him going into turn number 2, and let's see if Kane McAllister's got something for him this time around.
Braden Pettit leads him into corners 3 and 4. 2 laps left to go for Braden Pettit. McAllister looks down to the inside. Pettit shuts the door and going into 1.
Pettit edges him out just ahead there, but going down the backstretch now, Kane McAllister's in prime position to make a move. He makes contact with the back of Braden Pettit, but the Golf Depot white flags out. One more time around, can Pettit hold on to that first place position?
Pettit down the back straightaway for the final time. McAllister trying to track him down. Braden Pettit off the 4. He'll pick up feature event number 2.
Kane McAllister brings it home in second place. Michael Tunn in third. Emmett Speck in fourth. What a performance tonight from Braden Pettit. You can see him swerving the wheels there, celebrating. He'll take home feature race number 2 for these Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints, and he'll pull that 9 machine into Slack Lumber victory lane to get his picture taken. That Miller Farms Nanticoke Motorsports number 9 machine. Family comes out to get pictures taken with him. And Braden Pettit will finish off the feature racing for tonight for these Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints. Getting ready to roll out next for their second feature event, the box stocks.
And starting on the pole for this one in the 15 lap, Doty Creek Agri Services box stocks, Andy Gray in the 97 machine, and his outside in the 81, that's Lincoln Obadiah. Rolling off from third spot, Eddie Burbridge in the 53 machine, and to his outside in the 07S, that's Bentley Slider. Rolling off for the 5th spot in the 24S, that is Sadie Perbelli, and her outside in the 02, that's Everett Burbridge. Rolling off from the 7th spot in the 02C, that's Cecil Burbridge, and to his outside in the 15G, that's Grayson Grayson Moyheen rather. Rolling off from the 9th spot in the 72, that's Silas Podwinski, and to his outside in the 18G, that is Grayson Palace. Rolling off from the 11th spot in the 28, that's Hunter Hill, and to his outside, Zane Miller in the 17Z. Rolling on from the 13th spot, Diesel Montour in the 14 machine, and to his outside in the 51, Grayson Lozen. Rounding in the field in the 77, that's Declan Salt Johnson.
Green flags out, and Andy Gray jumps to a lead here in feature race number 2 for these Doty Creek Agricultural box stocks. And already they're the 53 of Eddie Burbridge is trying to make a challenge. They're side by side going into turn number 3 and 4. Eddie Burbridge will lead the pack going down the front stretch now.
Burbridge leading him down the back straightaway. Bentley Slider sitting in the 2nd spot. Andy Gray in 3rd. Hunter Hill makes his way up to the 4th spot.
Top 3 starts the single file out there. Bentley Slider in that 07S in 2nd place. Then it's a bit of a gap there to Andy Gray and Hunter Hill, who won the last feature race, trying to make a challenge and get his 2nd win. Top 5 starts the single file out there. Then it's Lincoln Obadiah and Grayson Palace. Then they're duking it out for the 5th place spot.
That 28 machine of Hunter Hill is on a mission here in that Gibbs Action Sports machine. Started 11th, now up to 4th, trying to pick off the 97 of Andy Gray.
He's running a tight line there, and that 97 machine dives down to the inside, and he's now side by side battling for that 3rd place position. He gets it now, and he'll set his sights on Bentley Slider in that 07S.
Hunter Hill now tracking down Slider as they work their way down the front straightaway. Eddie Burbridge in the 53 machine out in front for this one. Hill down to the inside.
If you look back there behind behind Cecil Burbridge there, Grayson Malloy, Grayson Palace, Lincoln Obadiah, Everett Burbridge, and Grayson Lozen there. A massive pack of some of the best drivers here on Thursday night, and they're scrambling, trying to make something happen and fight for positions. Caution flags out as Sadie Propelli and Declan Salt Johnson goes around there.
8 laps left to go for this one. Hunter Hill is on a mission here tonight. 11th. Now sitting in the 2nd spot, he's just got to pick off Jack Burbridge, or I believe it's Eddie Burbridge rather.
Eddie Burbridge.
And he picks up another 2 in a row in one night. So doubleheader, that'd be exciting to see.
First feature event of the night, and yeah, dominant performance from that Gibbs 28. Eddie Burbridge is having a good performance tonight. He is holding his own. Same with Bentley Slider in that 07S. Those 2 drivers there in the invert and are holding on. I'd like to see what Grayson Malohian or Lincoln Obadiah could do. They're back there behind Andy Gray in the 97 machine. There's a whole pack of some of the top drivers there. And that's going to make things interesting. Hunter Hill and his Jibs 28 machine in second place. He's got to be on the edge of his seat knowing what he could pull off here. Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around for Eddie Burbridge before we send him off.
Single file stacked, 8 laps to go. Eddie Burbridge, Hunter Hill, Bentley Slider, the top 3. Green flag is out.
Eddie Burbridge jumps to a bit of a lead there, going down the backstretch now. Hunter Hill's got a lot of ground if he wants to make it, but now Cecil Burbridge is going to make a challenge for that 4th place spot. Hill taking over Andy Gray now.
Hunter Hill trying to track down that 53 machine of Eddie Burbridge. They'll work their way down the back straightaway. Bentley Slider looking to make a move for second.
Looks like Cecil Burbridge is holding on to that 4th place spot. Silas Podwinski is putting around slowly on the bottom there. He might have a mechanical issue with him. Hunter Hill, your new leader. Hill take it to the 5 laps left to go. Can he hold on against Eddie Burbridge to get his 2nd win of the night?
Cecil Burbridge snuck up into that 3rd spot. Bentley Slider falls back to the 4th spot. Hunter Hill now making a gap there over Burbridge. Well, there's 2 Burbridges in there.
Cecil Burbridge there in his yellow O2 machine will go to try and make something happen there on Eddie Burbridge. Eddie Burbridge gets a little bit wild and squirrely there and almost makes contact with Cecil Burbridge. They slow up now, allowing for Bentley Slider and Grayson Malohian to try and make something happen.
2 laps left to go for the Jibs Action Sports. Car number 28, Hunter Hill. Eddie Burbridge, Cecil Burbridge duking it out for the 2nd spot. Grayson Malohian also working his way up there.
Hunter Hill will put Declan Saul Johnson down as he'll take it to the Golf Depot. White flags out, and they're 3 wide, battling it out for the final time. But out front, Hunter Hill will take both feature race wins tonight here.
What a run there by Hunter Hill. 2nd feature event of the night over Grayson Malohian and the Burbridges.
Whoo, that was crazy there. Hunter Hill and his Jibs 28 machine will sweep the racing tonight for these Doty Creek agricultural box stocks, and he'll pull it back into Slack Lumber victory lane to get it done. We talked about it earlier, seeing if one driver could sweep both of their features, and already we have it. It's Hunter Hill in that Jibs Action Sports DJD Graphics 28, getting his picture taken there. Hill pull off and getting ready to roll out next. The GSR Junior Flats are all ready to do battle. Well, we were questioning if one driver could do it. Both features. I'm not surprised that Hunter Hill did it. He's been dominant all the day. Getting ready to roll out now for their 15-lap feature event. Starting 4th in the 10, it's Emberlyn Pacholski. And in 3rd in the 88, it's Rowan Reed. Starting in 2nd, it's the 88C of Callum Clements. And in 1st, it's Tobin DeLima in the 9D. Carter Long's got the Golf Depot white flag in his hand. One more time around before these drivers get sent off for 15 laps of GSR Junior Flat Racing. Slowly pacing around the back there. Getting ready to rumble. Carter's got the green flag in his hand. Slow pace here before these drivers drag race down the front straightaway. Double green flags in hand. Here we go. Tobin DeLima, Callum Clements, and Rowan Reed automatically shoot out and start duking it out.
DeLima leads Clements there in the corners 3 and 4. Clements looks down to the inside of Tobin DeLima.
Clements has been bad fast all day and won the first feature event of the night, so he'll look to try and do it again. Automatically side by side with Tobin DeLima down the inside, both green and white cars. but Callum Clements has got the edge on him, and he'll take the lead going on the backstretch now.
Clements now your leader over Tovin de Lima. Rowan Reed still sitting in the third spot.
Tovin de Lima will look to make up the ground there on Callum Clements. But out front, Callum has got some bad, fast speed running on that inside line, and he's edging closer and closer there to Emberlyn Pachulski to put her a lap down. You see Tovin de Lima is running a really high line as he comes around here, compared to Clements' super low to the track style there, and he'll go to the outside now as the blue flag's out for Emberlyn Pachulski. He's gonna put her a lap down this time around, and Tovin de Lima doesn't have quite near the speed to catch up to Callum Clements there.
Six laps left to go across the flag stand for Clements in that 88C.
Callum Clements will slide down to the inside and will now put Rowan Reed a lap down, going on to the backstretch now. And now all he's got is second place Tovin de Lima before he's lapped the entire field. Laps keep winding down here for Callum Clements in that 88C. Slowly pacing around here. He's getting closer and closer to Tovin de Lima. Let's see if he can put him a lap down before this feature race is done. 2 laps left to go for Callum Clements in that 88C. And the Golf Depot white flag's out one more time around for Callum Clements. He'll look to put Tovin de Lima a lap down on the backstretch now. He's flying by there. Double checkered flags are out, and Callum Clements will sweep racing once again. Showing up for his first outing of the season here in the GSR Junior Flats, and he sweeps 2 wins and the feature here tonight. Callum Clements will swerve it around a little bit, and he'll pull it into slack lumber victory lane to get his picture taken once again. Family's gonna rush back out to congratulate him and to get their picture taken. And we got the 2 most exciting classes still getting ready to roll out next. Then, of course, you're going to want to stay tuned as we got interviews with the winners of both feature events and the Larry Gartley Doty Creek Agricultural Memorial Performer of the Week. But Callum Clements in that 88C will get it done.
Restarted, but they pushed her off the track instead of pushing across one.
He'll fly down the backstretch now and pull it out as the open micro sprints will fly by.
Williambro Heating and Cooling open micro sprints making their way onto the racetrack. 8 cars, 20 laps the distance. This is going to be an exciting one. This track has kind of glossed over, getting a little slippery for these guys, and it's going to be a very technique kind of racetrack.
Yeah, it's really slicked up, especially on those top lines, like you said, which would, it's going to allow for some of the drivers like that come to mind, Riley Mercer, Kiana Teal, and really a lot of the drivers there in the senior flats rollout who love to run on that high side and just fly right down into the turns. Drivers like Jack Smolders there, or getting ready to roll out next, maybe. There's a lot. So it's going to be interesting to see how they use those extra lanes of traffic, and we really saw that happen last week when we lost a lane on the bottom, which allowed for the top lanes to get paved out a lot more, and just we had drivers all over the track for some really exciting racing.
As they take their formation down the back straightaway, starting on the pole for this one out of Brantford in car number 88, it's Riley Mercer. And his outside out of Dorchester in car number 7, it's Jack Smolders. Rolling off to the 3rd spot out of Harrisburg in car number 71, it's Ryan Wilson. And his outside And a well in car number 96. It's the Hammer, Brennan Hager. Rolling off for the 5th spot out of Six Nations in the 0J, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller. And his outside out of Hagersville in car number 24K, it's Kiana Teal. Rolling off from the 7th spot out of Brantford to car number 02, it's Jared Biro. And rounding out the field out of St. Williams in the 41, that's Jack Burbridge.
Carter's got the Golf Depot white flag in his hand. Riley Mercer and Jack Smolders will lead him off.
2 by 2 as they make their way through corners 1 and 2. Ladies and gentlemen, you came looking for a show? Well, here you go. Let's end all the anticipation as we bring to you our feature presentation.
Riley Mercer sends him off down the backstretch there, and automatically you can already see drivers starting to use those extra lines. Jack Smolders is running really high on that outside line, trying to make something happen, but doesn't quite have it yet. And now we got a battle for the lead already. Flying Ryan Wilson and Riley Mercer are duking it out for the lead.
Mercer looking to the inside there. Wilson on the outside. He'll take another lap down the back straightaway, keeping it up top.
Yeah, tons of drivers there are using those extra lanes to go to work here. Ryan Wilson is super high there, and he'll dive down the inside trying to make a run for Riley Mercer on that 88, but he's running some tight defense there.
Mercer leads him down the back straightaway as Ryan Wilson looks back down to the inside. Everybody keeping it kind of low, other than Jack Smolders, who's trying to find the grip there on the top of the racetrack.
We saw him doing this earlier, a little bit of experimenting, if you would call it that, running kind of super high, really low there, trying to find his line to make something work. He seems to have something good as he'll pass Kiana Teal now on that outside line. Riley Mercer still holding on to that first place position, but Ryan Wilson's getting faster and faster every lap.
Ryan Wilson trying to work on that outside line, trying to get by the 88 machine of Riley Mercer, but he is just keeping it down at the bottom. And that seems to be the fastest way around here tonight.
Ryan Wilson is right there on the tail of Riley Mercer trying to make something happen. Yellow flag is out. Jack Smolders there slow in turn 3 and 4.
That'll bring out the caution flag. Smolders to the stop on the bottom of corner number 3. See Superman Trevor DeBoer. Never got to call him that. So he's got to get his moment.
Haven't called him that this week yet, but he'll get the name call and he'll go down and figure out what's going on with him.
And DeBoer will get back into the push buggy and see if Smolders stays on or not.
Looks like he'll get it fired back up and will rejoin the field.
Mercer, Wilson, and Hager, the top 3 for this one. Carter Long gives him the Golf Depot white flag. One more lap till we go green.
One more time around. Riley Mercer, Jack Smolders, Brennan Hager, Johnny Miller, Kiana Teal. Your top 5 there are ready to battle out. Let's see if Johnny Miller can make something happen and to get the second win. But the green flag is out and Riley Mercer will send him into turn number 1 and 2.
Mercer leads him down the back straightaway. Wilson still sitting in the second spot. He'll look down to the inside. Mercer keeping the door shut.
Flying Ryan Wilson in second place there. He's going to try and make a challenge for that first place. Dives down to the inside there. He'll sweep by, and now they're side by side going on the front stretch.
Wilson trying to keep in tag with that 88 machine of Mercer. Now going to try the outside line. They'll work their way through 3 and 4. Mercer still your leader.
He seems to have found something that'll stick and work for him now. He'll try and dive down to the inside, trying to make something happen. He almost had it, but got a little bit squirrely the last time he tried it. A little bit better line now, but still doesn't have the speed or pace to make it to Riley Mercer's first place position.
Ryan Wilson keeping in touch with that 88 machine of Mercer, but cannot get by him for the life of him, trying to find that run, but Mercer's just holding his line with 5 laps left to go.
Riley Mercer there is playing some tight defense on that 71 of flying Ryan Wilson going down the backstretch now. Ryan Wilson's trying to make something happen. It's now or never for that neon orange 71 if he wants to put it into slack lumber victory lane. Riley Mercer there is still playing some tight defense, but now he'll set his eyes on the lap traffic and put those drivers down.
Mercer about to get caught up in some of the slower karts. Hager and Wilson going at it there for the second spot. 2 laps left to go.
Flying Ryan Wilson will try and hold on to that second place spot, but he went a little bit too wide, and Brendan Hager will dive down and swoop it from under him. And now Brendan Hager's going to go side by side with Riley Mercer as the Golf Team of white flags out. They dive down to the inside of the backstretch. Who's going to have it after the turn?
Hager now out in the lead through 3 and 4. Mercer back down to the bottom. That was hard to tell.
I think Hager got it there at the line because Mercer made contact with the back. And Brendan Hager will swoop the win from right under everyone's noses. The Hammer gets it done. Brennan Hager will pull it into slack lumber victory lane. McLean will get out there and interview him. He'll take that Chevy 96 black and red GSR. Hager Family Motorsports there, pull it into slack lumber victory lane. The fam gets out to congratulate him. And he'll take that 96 machine and will roll off there. Brendan Hager gets it done for the second feature of the night. And we got one more left to go before we get to our interviews. It's time for the Huffman Home Improvements Senior Flats.
Starting on the hole for this one in the 78, that's Matt Reed, and his outside of the 15, that is Anthony Verdi. Rolling off from the second row inside, Robbie General and Jack McPhail. Making up row number 3, Bella General and Randy Hollingshead. Row number 4, Cameron Book and Nick Kupalo. Row number 5, Nicholas Boyd and Isaiah Weisner. Row number 6, Bailey Salt and Mark Husband. Row number 7, Mike Miller and Ron McGarry. And rounding out the field in the 18, that's Adam Stasilla.
Matt Reed and Anthony Bird are going to lead him off for the final feature event of the night. And Anthony Bird will swoop into that first place position and lead him down the backstretch.
Verdi leads lap number 1 over Matt Reed. Bella General down to the inside. Reed shuts the door.
The 73 of Mike Miller suffering of some sort of problem. He'll pull it off to the field, but out front, Anthony Bird's got a big gap there to that 78 of Matt Reed. The field starts a single file out here. Cameron Book is side by side with Robbie General, and he's got a good run going into the turns.
Verdi holding on to that lead. Matt Reed and Bella General duking it out. Nicholas Boyd sitting in the 4th spot. Cameron Book making his way up to the top 4.
Nicholas Boyd has got a good run there. He's right behind the battle for second place. Matt Reed and Bella General there. And now he's right behind Matt Reed in that red 78 machine, trying to make something happen, dive down to the inside, and now he'll take that 3rd place spot.
Bella General now looking to put pressure on the 15 machine of Anthony Verdi. She's looking down to the inside on that 15 machine. Verdi trying to hold her off.
Anthony Bird has got a bit of a gap there to that 44B of Bella General there. Now Nick Kupalo's he's gonna get side by side there with Cameron Book battling for that 4th place position. He's got the edge going into turn number 3 and 4 now. And here comes the veteran Randy Hollingshead. He'll join in on the action.
Nicholas Boyd and Bella General duking it out there for the 2nd spot, allowing Verdi to get a bit of a gap there over General. Nicholas Boyd just falls back into that 3rd spot, looking to attack that 44B again.
Randy Hollingshead there. He'll go side by side with Nick Kupalo, and they'll split the field. They'll pass by Matt Reed there, and they're 3 cars deep battling for that fourth place position there. Hollingshead on the inside, Kupalo on the outside there, and they're battling down the backstretch into turn 3 and 4 now.
Nicholas Boyd pulls it into the infield. That'll end his race in the 12 machine. Verdi still your leader. Bella General and Hollingshead now in the 3rd spot.
Nicholas Boyd hops out quickly trying to figure out what's wrong with his car. Looks like he wants to get back into the action there. Anthony Verd is still holding on to that first place position. He's got a lock and key on that number 1 spot. Randy Hollingshead there in 3rd place is going to get closer and closer to Bella General there, and as Bella General's right there trying to make something happen. And we got a battle for the lead as there's 5 laps left to go.
Verdi trying to hold off that 44B of Bella General. 5 more laps down the back straightaway. Hollingshead now on the back bumper of General.
Randy Hollingshead joins in on the fun here. He's going to try and make something happen, but doesn't quite have it yet. Top 5 single files out there, but they're all grouped together. Anything can happen going into these turns. Hollingshead tries to shoot it on the outside and down to him, and Nick Kupalo are going to go at it for that 3rd place spot. Kupalo in the 751, he's got it, but now Cameron Book's there too, and they're trying to make something happen.
That top 5 all tight knit. Verdi, your leader still over Bella General. Hollingshead and Book battling for the 4th spot. Kupalo now down to the inside. General shuts the door.
2 laps left to go for Anthony Verd, but Kupalo in General, they are right behind him. Anybody, if one slip-up happens, any one of those drivers right behind him can take that lead. Bella General's right there, trying to make something happen, but the golf team will white flags out one more time around for Verd to the 15.
Verd down the back straightaway for the final time. Got to hold off Bella General. Nick Kupalo. Verd through 3 and 4. He'll pick up feature number 2.
Bella General will come home in 2nd. And I believe Nick Kupalo's got it in 3rd there. Randy Hollingshead and Cameron Book. Verd will pull it into Slack Lumber Victory Lane, and McLean will get a word with him, and we will be back with your interviews shortly.
Anthony Verd getting his equipment off. What a good race by that 15 machine. Anthony Verd here in Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Talk us through your night.
Oh, I finally got it done. You know, been trying all year long. Got to thank Brett back at home. He's been helping me out with this cart. Tons of support. I got to thank all my family, my girlfriend's here. So that's great. Yeah, just finally happy just to get it done.
And talk us through that last feature event. Did you see what was happening on behind you? Did you look back at all?
No, I had no idea. I just want to keep her pinned down to the bottom. And yeah, nobody's getting around me on the bottom, that's for sure.
Awesome. Anthony Verdi in Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Jackson Jeffrey on to get some of the open micro sprint interviews, and we'll be back.
Here with the winner of feature number 1 here for the Open Micro Sprints, Johnny Miller. Dominant performance from you tonight, but what do you have to say about it?
Yeah, tonight was really well compared to the rest of the season. Tonight I actually put everything together. Had Scotty Hall put the hot setup in there, and he did a good job. Kind of screwed up on the second feature, but first feature went really well for us.
Great to hear. Anybody who you'd like to thank for getting into Slack Lumber Victory Lane here tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my mom and my dad. They do everything for me. Glenn Stiers, he's a great sponsor, Stiers Tree Service, and my uncles and all the nephews and nieces over there. They always come and support, and it's always fun to have them around.
All right, well, thank you very much, and congratulations. That'll do it here in Slack Lumber Victory Lane. McLean's got Brennan Hager up next.
Here with Brennan Hager, picking up Open feature event number 2. Talk us through your night.
Man, it was super eventful. I owe it to my crew, Kevin Tate, my dad, my mom, Kyle, all my buddies watching at home. I know they're tuned in to G-Force, and too bad they're not here to see it. But man, that first feature, Johnny, the veteran, man, he was going pretty good. I couldn't catch up. But that second feature, we changed some stuff up. I was pretty good at the beginning of the first feature, so we kind of put the same setup in, just tweaked it a little bit, but man, it feels good to be back here in Victory Lane.
And any of your sponsors you'd like to thank for getting here every Thursday night?
I want to thank John Swenzi at Valenchev, Glenn Sires, T. Garwick, man, just everybody, like my dad, my mom, Kevin Tate, everybody who helps me out here tonight.
And Jackson Jeffrey up next with Nick Kuplo.
Here with the senior flat winner for feature race number 1, Nick Kuplo. Great performance from you tonight, but I'd like to hear what you have to say about it.
The first race was a lot of fun. Starting first, it's sometimes difficult to gauge how fast you are or where the competition is, and when I got that first caution, I saw that they were pretty far back, so that's when I finally knew that the car was working pretty good.
Do those extra lanes of traffic that we have tonight play a big factor in how you drive, or?
Are you talking about on the inside there?
On the outside line.
No, because you want to get as many of the tires on the inside tackiest part of the track. I did find in the second feature, the cones got hit in quite a bit, and if you look, that's why my arm's all muddy here, because I was going through that mud.
Fair enough. Anybody who you'd like to thank for getting you into Slack Lumber Victory Lane here tonight?
Yeah, my dad for preparing the cart every week, my wife for taking care of our baby at home, and Sean Wilson, who's on his computer watching G-Force TV tonight.
Alrighty, well, thank you very much, and that'll do it for interviews in Slack Lumber Victory Lane here tonight. I will be back shortly with Jack Smolders, the Larry Gartley Memorial Performer of the Week. here with Jack Smolders, last week's Larry Gartley Memorial Performer of the Week. So you get that right there. And what a great performance from you last week, but what do you have to say about it?
Well, thank you for this. And it was a great race with Ryan, which I said last week, but thank you for giving this to me. Of course. And it was very hard, his defending. And tonight was very tough, but it's a great race overall.
Anybody who you'd like to thank for allowing you to be in this position?
My dad, my mom, my sister, Pink's Precast, Killam's Custom Works. I think that's it.
Alrighty, well, thank you very much for joining me, and that'll do it for interviews tonight on G-Force TV. Let's send it off to McLean to send us home.
On behalf of the Cyrus family, all the staff here at Ohsweken Speedway, and on behalf of Jackson Jeffrey, I'm McLean Callan saying so long. We'll see you all next Thursday night.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of G-Force TV. G-Force TV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.